Bam! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Q&A. Boy, I haven't done one of these in a while, but I'm doing one today. First of all, we're going to take it down a notch. This is going to be a very relaxed Q&A, folks. It's going to be chill. There might or might not be some random singing, but I'm not promising anything. I will promise you we're going to keep it very relaxed. Speaking of that, I need to see how this whole putting up a thing on the screen works. So Nathan, guess what? Bam. All right, and then how do I remove it? I remove it like this. Yes. Okay. Cool. There we go. I got it. I got it figured out. So first of all, welcome everybody once again. I'm going to scroll back up to the top. There was a bunch of stuff going on here. Before I even popped in, look at that. Before I even got in here, 3 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down before I even hopped on the chat. What is happening? There we go. I think I was getting my audio coming through. There we go. That's better. Okay. Let me check out what is going on. Can I make this bigger? Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that. Now I can read this. Much larger. I like that. All right. Happy June, says Bonnie. Happy June, everybody. It's International Tabletop Day. Oh, snap. Okay, let's see. Da-da-da. Again, if you have any questions, obviously throw them up, and I just might answer it. If you preface that with the word question, especially if it's all in capitalized letters, I can definitely find it a little more easily. All right, I think I'm catching up here to where we're at. Da-da-da. Here we go. Hey, hello. Playing Cristala while I watch Zee, says Nathan. I have not played that. Loopy says, first questions today, Zee. What are your favorite beverages? I'm gonna have to go with lemonade. I'm a big lemonade fan, and I like me some ginger ale too. In fact, I found these ginger ale with lemonade drinks that are pretty tasty stuff. So I'm gonna say that. What's going on, Joey? Good to see you, buddy. Zee, what is the best thing you ate this weekend? I went out for sushi this weekend, which was very good, and the place was okay. The sushi was good, and one of the rolls was it was sort of it was a lot of little plates, not like a big roll, but one of the things was a popcorn shrimp roll, which was kind of like a California roll, but then like a piece of popcorn shrimp on top and a little sprinkle of some spiciness, and it was delectable. Really liked that. Okay, let's see. Mentat says, considering 51st State, would you say there's a lot of gore or violence depicted on the cards? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't recall every illustration on every card, but generally, I want to say no, not really. There's going to be a lot of destruction, obviously. And then there might be a lot of sort of posing with weapons. So that might be a problem. As far as actual illustrations that depict blood or gore or like something happening to a figure, I don't think so. I don't think so. Loopy accidentally clicked on the thumbs down. Well, that's not cool, man. That's not okay. Chris, you like that Q&A I put in the little corner there? You like that? Yeah, baby. I was pretty happy with it myself. Swill. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. How's the beardless life? My wife didn't recognize you. I see you went back pretty fast. Well, I didn't shave it to change my look or anything. I wasn't even going for that. I like having a beard. At the very least, a goatee. I every like few years I will shave my face clean though, just to let my skin breathe and sort of just to freshen up my face if that makes sense, right? Because I'll start getting a couple of dry patches under my beard. Not like a lot of eczema or anything, just a little bit of dry skin. So that's why I did it mainly. I was like, I really felt like giving my face a clean growth, clean break. But it was fine. I hate the way I look without a beard, so I knew it was gonna I was gonna immediately grow it back. It took longer than I expected. I'll be honest. I haven't done it in a while, so my hair growth might be slowing down. This is an interesting question, Edgar. It says, question, what makes to you an expansion to a game simply too much? I'm guessing you mean, what would be an expansion I would reject because it's too much? I'm thinking that's what you mean. Um, Man, I guess an expansion that really rewrites the core game would probably be too much. If I was that displeased with the core game, I wouldn't be seeking out an expansion. I want an expansion that is going to enhance what's already there. That's going to either refresh the core box for me, because I've maybe found it getting stale, or add new systems, that's fine, or focus on something in the game and enhance that part of it, but without changing the feeling of the game. And there have been a few that have really changed the way the game comes across at its core. One I can think of off the top of my head is Machikoro. The Machikoro expansions took a game that was fairly short, a pretty simple, straightforward game, and made it way too long for what the game offered. And I really was not pleased with those. I fell off of Machikoro pretty soon. But I think the expansions helped it get off of my sort of radar a little faster. All right, Joseph, that is also an interesting question. Hi from England. Hello, sir. The question is, where does the Dice Tower draw the line between board and miniature games? For example, would you ever review Core Space or its sequel, or is this too much of a minis game? Well, I don't know Core Space, unfortunately. I'm gonna find it here. What did I do? What did I do? Oh man. See, this is what happens when I try to click things. There we go. Okay, let me see what Core Space is. Core Space. Okay, it's a fairly new game. Let me see some pictures here. It looks like it's got a whole lot of minis, of course, and then like terrain and all of that stuff. Okay, yeah. So a miniatures game, I'm guessing. I think for me, and this is not a hard and fast rule, I'm not speaking for the Dice Tower here. I'm speaking as myself. When I look at a game and I consider it in my head, this is a miniatures game, or this is a board game with miniatures, right? That's the line. For me, the miniatures game has measuring and like free form line of sight and things like that. There's usually not sort of a cohesive terrain system underneath that. It's meant to be free form. And then also just sort of the rules complexity on top of that, and the army building, having points to build. Like, we're going to play to 300 points. We're going to build an army of 300 points. That sort of thing is what makes it a miniatures game in my head. All right, Bad at Board Game says, do you own any promos for 51st State, and should I try to get my hands on some of them? I do own the promos. I don't know if I would say they are necessities. they're usually like just little distractions you can choose to throw in there. I would concern myself with the expansions more than anything else. I mean, if you want to pick up a few extra cards, you can do that. There's one promo, very simple little promo that has, gosh, I think just 6 extra cards, and I always leave those shuffled in. They're good, they're nice. They add a couple of neat powers, but I wouldn't say any of them are something that's always in the game for me. All right, Bonnie says, question, how many games approximately are on your shelf that you still have to play, or that you have to play still? Not that many, actually. Maybe, gosh, maybe not even 10, Bonnie. It's not that many games. If it makes it into my collection, like if I go out and buy one in this day and age, it's probably because I've played it with someone or we reviewed it and I really liked it, so I went and got my own copy. So now that copy might not be played, right? But there's a lot of that. But I've never played? No, I've probably played. So most of them I have played. Excuse me. All right. Okay, Andrew says, well, what has been your favorite place to travel to outside of conventions? I gotta go with Iceland, when we went to Iceland. Now, to be fair, we were there because of a convention, but then we did just touristy stuff, and that was amazing. It's just some of the best travel and most beautiful locales I've ever seen. Question, what are your favorite small publishers? That's a toughie, I gotta tell you. Off the top of my head, I'm gonna go with Keymaster. Is a small publisher I think is fantastic. I love their look. I like the way I like the projects they work on, and I like the way they finalize them. Small publishers. It's hard because a lot of publishers are smaller than they seem. They jump to mind for sure. And then some of for me, it's more about an aesthetic a lot of the times. So a lot of the French companies that are very small have a very good look to their games. I don't know what it is about it. I just like the art that comes out of a lot of those companies. So yeah, it's tricky to mention specific names. So I'll give you that one, Keymaster. You know what, Mike? I actually drink ginger ale on airplanes too. That's funny. I mean, I drink ginger ale at home, but on a plane, if I'm ordering something, it's a ginger ale. That's weird. Mike Delisio and I are basically the same person. Emil says, can't figure out if that black dice tower with Q&A written on it is real or a screen overlay. Well, I don't want you to know. If you can tell, then good. Popcorn shrimp roll sounds amazing. Angela, it was delectable. Did I say delectable already? Scrumptious. Goodness. I have a major tickle in my throat. Okay, Adrian. Ginger ale question. Canada Dry Schweppes or Verner's? Canada Dry Schweppes are fine. Verner's, I like less than the other two. All right. Jeez. Here we go with VZ Juniors. I'm guessing. Z, I'm getting the vaccine in a few days. What were your symptoms? I got a 2-shot. So after the first one, I had like one day where I felt just very tired, weak. Second one was worse. I felt I had a fever during the second one, very tired, very worn down, and I had some chills. So definitely the second one was stronger, but then it goes away in about 24, 48 hours. Look at this guy. Joey says, question, how do I book a game with you at the retreat? Joey, you come up to me and you're like, yo, let's play, and we'll make it happen. Come on, Joey. All right, let's see. Bonnie says, question, when will you do another Tom is Wrong video? Seems like this week would be perfect while he's away. Well, he's coming back very soon, for one thing. That's not going to work out. But also, you can't force these things, you know? If we make it a recurring thing, or we really you have to get out of the way of something like that. If it's silly, if the time seems right, if something comes along and inspires that silliness, then I could see myself doing another one. But yeah, to be like, oh, Tom's away, so let's make one happen, doesn't always yield the best product. Okay, Adrian says, how many hats do you have? I'm Zee Garcia. This is a Tom Vassal question. I feel like I've seen many different versions of a similar style. I don't have that many different styles. I'm always wearing I just do baseball caps. So like this, how many do I have? I don't know, 8 or 10 hats, something like that. I do like baseball caps, though I'm kind of picky with my baseball hats. I like to try them on, before I commit to one, because I'm just kind of picky with the way they fit me, the way they feel. Some are really comfortable, some are not. Some have that sort of tall part here, which I don't like that look. I like them to be don't not to have the built-in sort of structure, whatever that's called. I don't know. I don't like those. I don't like the mesh ones. There's a lot to it. Okay, Valorian says, which has better art, Five Tribes or Yamatai? I think Yamatai has better artwork. How stoked are you for Ankh? Yeah, I'm getting there. I backed it, and I am waiting to. I'm waiting for it to start going out. I know there's been a few deliveries in, I want to say, Singapore. So yeah, I'm starting to get excited. I have been following their updates with the one of the developers sort of talking about what they've done to it, and that all sounds good. So I'm excited to see what the final thing looks like. I think I might end up liking it. This is a first guess, of course, but I think I might end up liking it somewhere between Blood Rage, which I think will still be my favorite, and Rising Sun, which I think will slip to third place. Luke Pryor, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. All right. How behind am I? Baka Breath. That's cute. Z, have you finally bought into the marble races? I think it's very silly. I am definitely still feeling like the odd man out. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. How do you guys remember all these names? That's crazy. But I like to see everybody getting into it in the chat and folks sending in their picks, sending in marbles. So I love that aspect of it for sure. And that track is beyond cool. Bonnie says, how do you choose what marbles to cheer for in marble races? Whatever name amuses me, usually, or something silly. Something I can latch on to. That's basically it. I don't know the marbles that well, and then if there is history there, I don't know it. Like, oh, well, that marble wins all the time, or that one, it never wins, or, that one always pushes it. I don't know that stuff. That might be there. For me, I'm just going with whatever has a cool name and looks neat, and I can spot it on the track. That's a big part of it, because I'm kind of a little farther away, so I need to make sure that if I can see it, like Peep is one I've been cheering for, because it's large and bright yellow. I know where he is on the track. Ah, let's see. All right, let me see if I can catch up here. Yeah, Bonnie says, with your theatrical background, you seem like the perfect person to spearhead the Dice Tower musical. Will it be ready in time for Summer Spectacular? I guess. I mean, thank you for thinking I can do something like that. That's very nice. It's not going to be ready for the Summer Spectacular. I can guarantee you that. And we might not even do something like that. I think, putting on a musical would be very difficult to do a whole thing of that. Plus, what would we do with it? Do we do it live at a convention somewhere? In the past, we have done these singing shows at Gen Con. Those are fun, but they're not really a unified vision. It's basically segments, as you would see on the podcast or something like that. And then somebody hops up there and sings a song or something silly. And usually something based on some other song, a real song that we change the lyrics to. So anything more intricate than that would take serious time away from what we're doing here every day. So, that's unlikely. Okay, let's see. Oh, goodness. Alejandro, that's a good question. What was the last game to impress me for its theme? And for that, we go to. BGG. I have a bunch of stuff in my way, unfortunately, so I can't really see or use BGG very well right now. Stats. Let's go games owned by year. Let's see. Something that impressed me with its theme lately. I'm gonna go with Sleeping Gods. I think that was one that really impressed me with the depth there, the interest, the fact that it is kind of a period piece, but it's also a fantasy setting, and there was a lot there. The world building, it felt kind of effortless, which is interesting, and I'm sure it was not. There's a lot of work that went into that game, but it felt very effortless to slip into this, imagined continent. All right. Bloop. Question: do you watch Mayor of Easttown? No, I've never seen it. Doc Chills. What country that you haven't visited would you like to? I want to go to. I want to go to Spain. That's funny. When do you realize that? When did you realize the first time that Tom was wrong? All right, I'm just reading through some of this. I'll get to a question in a moment here. Oh, that's an interesting question, Nick. If you had one more hour in the day, how do you think you would use it? Sleep, work, reading, gaming. That's interesting. Ah, goodness. Reading's a nice idea. I haven't done that in a while. Gaming's also good. I do oftentimes feel like I don't get to do a lot of retrospective gaming, just gaming just for fun, just to pull something off the shelf and be like, wow, I haven't played this in a while. I'm just going to play this game just because I feel like it. I don't need to do a video for it. I don't need to compare it to anything else. I'm just going to read the book without writing the book report. So That would be good. So I'm gonna go with gaming. That sounds good. Extra hour every day. Tom's asking about my thoughts on the upcoming Hiroshima Hacks 3.0 year, the Moloch limited edition. That's a mouthful. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, I haven't seen it. I want to see what it all looks like. I know there's a figure in there, a bust or something. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, but okay, that's fine. But then the rest of it sounds cool. I like the. I think it comes with those really cool kind of plastic. You know, they're thin, like the plastic. You can move it, but it's the dashboards or whatever the army breakdowns. It's coming with some of those. I don't know what else comes in there. I think it's just a really good storage solution for different armies. I'm excited. Is it worth it? I don't know, but I am looking forward to seeing what it looks like. I'll say that. And I have basically everything for the game, so that'll be a really neat way to keep it all together. Am I a completionist? Why did that not pop up? There we go. Am I a completionist? Are there set sequels or expansions you have to own? If there are, do you have to own them all? I don't know. Ish. I'm gonna go with ish. I think I'm somewhat of a completionist. Like if I find out there is, it has to be for a game I really love for one thing, okay? And then if I find out I am missing something for that, then yeah, sure. I'm like, well, can I find it? I might do a little googling to see if I can find it. Generally speaking, I would say probably not. For most games, I don't necessarily feel the need to hunt down every promo just because it exists. But for my top 50, let's say, yeah, I probably am. I'd like to be able to open up a game and go, this is the rule book for this little promo, and this is the one leaflet for the extra 4 cards. I like that. Pete Shirey, everybody. I miss you too, my brother. Chris says, good morning, Z. Has the Dice Tower stopped component drops? I noticed the camera panning over components lately. That is a Tom Vassell thing. I never did it. I think he has stopped, yes. Z, have you played a Vital Lacerda game? Yes, I just recently played his Mercado de Lisboa. But that's the only one. So some people would say, well, you really haven't. Okay, I answered that, Alejandro. Sashi and Sashi is a good one for a small publisher for sure. Sashi and Sashi, they make neat stuff. Very much a unified look, a certain quirkiness to their games that allows the really clever ideas of the games to shine through. Nothing gets in the way. Yes, that's a good one. All right, let's see. Samuel says, "Hey Z, have you had a chance to check out Jaws of the Lion any more this year? I can't believe how fast it is climbing the top 100 on BGG and random. But have you tried Maine Root brand ginger beer? Is it Maine Root or is it from Maine? I don't know. I have not tried that ginger beer, or ginger ale rather. And I have played a little bit of Jaws of the Lion, but I definitely put it down. Again, there's so many of these big games, and once you finally are able to sort of like load the rules for a game, you got to stay on it, and I can't, So I put that aside. Then the effort to sort of load that back up on your shoulder and load it in sometimes keeps that from hitting the table again. So I definitely did put it down, and I haven't come back to it. I played 4 missions or something like that, not a whole lot. All right, well, Iceland loves you right back. Look at this, folks. It's nice. Iceland is, and the people and the country, wonderful. What's the best cookie flavor and why is it guava cheese? Cookie flavor. Cookie flavor. I'm not I don't know. I don't like chocolate, so I don't hate chocolate. I just don't really prefer. I would never pick it over any other flavor. And so it's never chocolate chip. It's not going to be a chocolate cookie. I do like fruity flavors, so maybe like a lemony something or other, you know. Guava cheese sounds good. I do like guava, but I like citrus flavors quite a bit. I had yes. Timon says I bet you had Moderna. No, yes, I did have Moderna. How did you know that? Stop with the stalking. You gotta cut it out with the stalking, peeping in through the window, wandering. Is that his card where he got stabbed in the arm? Which one did he get? Moderna. Oh, not my best song. That was a terrible song, in fact. Kelly says, question, what is your favorite book or book series? My favorite book or book series? I haven't done a lot of reading lately, so I'm going to have to go with something old, and I'm going to say that it is Rendezvous with Rama, and I read Rama 2. I really like those. Any other time, actually, if for a long time I was really into the Dark Tower series, but I definitely feel like the last one or two, maybe even before that, it got very weak. I thought that the last ones were just not good. I thought the series went down. It kind of, the first one was good, second one was good, the third one is great. Then the Wastelands is after that, which I think is book 4, and that's all right, but it's the entirety of the book as a flashback. I think I'm getting all this right. And then after that, the next one was good, and then the last like 2, which are gigantic books, were not so good. But Rendezvous with Rama is, I'm going to say, my favorite book. I like me some old school sci-fi. Okay, question, what game started it all? Hobby gaming? Probably Carcassonne. Peep. What? Question, why don't they use the flippers all the time? Oh, you're talking about marble races. I think just for, because it makes for an exciting ending, and that thing is also pretty loud. You know, the whole like, you know, that whole thing. It can be loud and kind of distracting while we're in there trying to keep it all going. So, yeah, I think it's sort of like, you know, final lap feature kind of thing. Tom hasn't even started throwing weird stuff in the way yet. Wait till he gets to that. Okay, question in all caps. Do you watch Dice Tower videos on YouTube? If I have to watch something to reference it, but not really. I mean, I work here, so no. Nick. Coffee. Sip. Garrett, I don't know. What is my favorite tree for climbing? I'm too old and much too large to be climbing trees. So I'm going to say something very short, like perhaps a pineapple tree. I'm kidding. I know pineapples don't grow on trees. Somebody is already typing it. I know it. All right, Joey, have you played Empires of the North solo, and if so, did you enjoy it? Yeah, I did. I thought it was the best solo mode of all those kinds of games, like Empires of the, Imperial Settlers and 51st State. This one has the best one. Is it balanced as far as like just the right amount of difficulty as to when you win, when you lose? I have no idea. But do I like the system enough? Is it fun to sort of shuffle cards and draw them and look at them and put them down and deal with random events? Yeah, sure, it's fun. I haven't played it in a while because I definitely prefer the game multiplayer, but it's not bad. It definitely works and it is fun. +1 for the Dice Tower musical, huh? Ugh. I don't think so. All right, here we go. Question: You just got Death May Die, Cthulhu Death May Die. Would you say you've enjoyed it more over time? I remember you being lukewarm when it first came out. I have enjoyed it more over time. I think having more variety helped. I think my main issue still holds true, which was I think the boards are simply too small. I was not the only one to have that complaint. It was something that was all over the Kickstarter, in fact, and feedback the company got. But have I enjoyed it more over time? Yes, I have. I really enjoy it now. I actually just pulled it out the other day and messed with it. It's fun. Yeah, man, I get that too. Yeah. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the length of Twilight Imperia? That's pretty good. That would work. A spoof of that. Have I done that already though? No, I don't think so. All right, here we go. This is a good one. Hi, Z. I've been in the hobby for just over a year now. I'm thinking of buying a copy of Kalis 1303. Should I go ahead or look for something more fresh? Well, if you are being attracted by Kalis 1303, I assume there's something about it that speaks to you. Then I would go ahead and get that, It's it's a game that has earned over time a lot of accolades. The first one. I assume you can translate that to the new one. So yeah, sure, I wouldn't dissuade you from getting it. It's a robust game. Again, I'm assuming you like that kind of game, you find yourself attracted to it and thinking about it because you enjoy that style. And if so, yeah, there's nothing wrong. It's a board game. That's the beauty of board games is in many ways the life cycle of a board game is so much longer than the life cycle of say a video game, right? You can look at a video game now that's only 8 years old and look at it and go, woof, we do so much better now. There's better graphics, better usability. The game helps the player out. Board game, I can put a board game you're not aware of in front of you, and you don't know if it came out last week or 10 years ago. So go for it. You can do it. Okay. Da da da. Just looking for stuff. Looking. Who is the go-to person in the office to deal with bees in the building? Bees? I don't know. That's a good question. It's like a super specific scenario. I don't think it's going to come up. I don't know if anybody in here is scared of bees. I don't care about bees. They don't bother me, but maybe Kenny. Kenny is. I saw some questions about who's the handyman. It's Kenny mainly. I can do a couple of things, but it's mostly Kenny. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this out there. If there is a power drill somewhere in this building that is belongs to you and you put it down somewhere. If you later on cannot spot that power drill, ask Kenny. I found a guy in a local cell group selling both Fellini and Mad Zeppelin. How nuts is that? And will you play them with me? That's crazy, and I will not. Fellini is not bad. Mad Zeppelin was rough. Do you have the best? Do you have the best piece of all time in any game? Adam Warlock and Marvel United, which Roy doesn't have. I do have Adam Warlock, though. To be fair, I haven't used him that much. I think he's super strong. So, but yes, I do have it. And can Roy borrow it? Absolutely not. That's what we're going with. All right, let's see. I'm gonna try to catch up here, guys. This is a good one. Target versus Seven Wonders Duel. Those are both, I mean, literally both of those games I think are in my top 10 ever. That is not fair. I don't know. It really depends on the day. Man. They're both fantastic games. I really do think so. So, as of right now, this moment, I'm going to go with Seven Wonders Duel as of right now. Maybe tomorrow it'll be different. But guess what? I'm not doing a Q&A tomorrow. All right. Looking. Nathan's just killing it with a question in all caps. Do you have a favorite cologne or perfume? I do. I don't. I know it's a. Oh gosh, what is it? It's a Swiss one. One of them. I have to look it up now. It has that the Swiss Army knife symbol on it. I do like that one. Yeah, it's the Swiss Army Cologne Victorinox. Victorinox. That's my favorite cologne. It's my favorite fragrance. Guava cheese are the best pasteles. That's right. You know it. Oh, gotta get rid of this. Those guava cheese cookies were no joke. They were good. That's right, Chris. No, they were tasty, man. Ba-da-da. Okay, this is interesting. Let's talk about it. Jack and Teddy. What am I talking to? Jack or Teddy? I need to know. Okay, the question is, would you consider adding a letter to Target that covers enjoyment? It's such an analytical system that I sometimes can't gauge how much fun you had. Okay. I could see that. I totally understand that. It is a very analytical system because I often find myself, or would find myself, forgetting to talk about those things, you know. And then you get the questions of like, great, I'm glad you like it, but how does it work? Like, what about it did you like, not like? So that's partly why the system is there. I usually try to tell you how much I enjoyed it either right before I go into that system at the end of a review or right after. Enjoyment is tricky, which is why I think I have to be, careful with, like, one of the original, when I was first thinking of trying to do something like that, one of the first things that comes to mind is, fun. How fun is it? Which is, again, enjoyment, same thing. How do you gauge that? and how do you rank it? You know what I mean? I I find it hard to quantify something like that. It's also not a parameter that translates that well. You know, it's just it might not be that useful to anybody, right? I might go, "This is fun. I really enjoyment is so high. I had such a great time." You might play it and go, "This sucks. The blind bidding is incessant, and I hate blind bidding," which I do too. That's not the point, but um, so I find that then that if I tell you the game has a great theme and it really, it's an easy teach because the theme is so well integrated and it's very easy to play. It has a lot of luck though, so there is that. And every time you play, it does manage to feel different. And if you keep playing with the same people, then that interest becomes greater. You can sort of extract how fun that would be for you out of that. Hopefully, I hope I answered your question there. Also, I don't know where I would put that extra e. Target? I don't think so. Targete. Targete! That's the one! My targete system. Of course, it makes so much sense. Zee's favorite book is actually a pamphlet. Nathan, that's mean. No more questions, all in caps for you. Oh, gosh. Okay, let me see. What is this? With all the new games that keep, what is it? With all the new games that keep coming out, are there any older games that you still enjoy playing? Oh, there's loads of old games or older games I still enjoy playing. Yeah. Do I often get to? Ooh, but I definitely do. Yeah, last two Dark Tower books not as good. Yeah. Roman Flores. Saludos desde Mexico. Okay, he says, "What is your favorite Rising Sun faction or clan?" Man, haven't I don't know him that well. I know the one the one I can remember playing is the one where you always get a discount on everything you buy. I really like that. Saving money, that feels good. Do I often win with that faction? No. Do I often win with other factions? Also, no. I'm terrible at Rising Sun. All right. Do you miss working from home, Tom? Tom can be a bit much sometimes. Um, no, I mean, like, yes and no. Some things, sure, you can like get up and go to your own kitchen for a second and get a drink, for example. Right, there is that. But being able to work from here means I was able to take down some equipment that I had at home getting in my way. I was able to sort of, strike that and put it away and be able to come in and see everybody and have sort of like conversations naturally evolve from that. Being in the loop a lot of the times, and I'm not blaming anybody except Tom, but a lot of the times I wouldn't be up on like what's going on. So I'd find out 3 days after everybody found out that, oh yeah, we're doing this next week on Tuesday. I'm like, oh, okay. Didn't know that. So now I can be in the loop for that. And again, I'm not blaming anyone except Tom. Angela says, "Do you have any pets?" I do not. I am somewhat allergic to dogs, super allergic to cats. Have you played Roy's Last Light Design / Prototype? I haven't. And I'm not blaming anyone for that, except Tom. All right, let's see. This is a good one. Favorite conspiracy theory? We were just talking about this the other day. I don't know why conspiracy theories came up at work, but it did. I think my favorite one is the one where the conspiracy goes that like the years that there's like a bunch of years missing around the 1300s because the church in Europe reset the calendar, or like they said they told the populace that it was actually this year instead of this other year. So currently it's not actually 2021, it's like 19 something, or maybe it's the other way, I forget, but that's my favorite one. Clearly I don't know it that well, so I don't put a lot of stock in it, but I like that one because it sounds just plausible enough, right? I mean, it was the 1300s. They could have done anything. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good one. Flawed one. Question: how do you balance having fun yourself and not being an alpha gamer when you play a well-known co-op with new players? Uh, you have to give some input. You have to give some input, or it would be boring, right? No, I disagree with that. I mean, yes, input, sure, but input is already teaching the game. I guess for me, I just really don't care about winning. I think that's what it is. Okay. At the end of the day, I want those people to feel like they've had a chance and maybe they win. But if I told them how, or I mean, assuming I know how, or if I gave them some like hint that they would themselves discover on the third game of this, then I'm robbing them of something, of a moment of a light bulb going off. And I really dislike that. I've always said that a lot of alpha gaming problems are definitely player driven, not game driven. If you care that much about winning, only play with pros, or play by yourself. It's not that important. It's an experience. Getting there should be the fun. If you win or you lose is a quick, like, huzzah at the end, or, oh man, almost had it at the end. That's it. It's not about that. Okay, you spend 2 minutes doing that at the end. The other 90 minutes is playing. That needs to be fun. So you got to back off as an alpha gamer. If you find yourself being overbearing, you find yourself telling people what to do, you got to back off. Let them discover things. Let them make mistakes. In your opinion, if you think they're mistakes, that's okay. They ask you for advice, tell them what you're thinking, you know, but then let them figure it out. Let them have fun. Let them go through the thing you went through when you first were learning the game. Trying to skip those steps is it's just it feels like you're robbing them of something. All right, here we go. All right, Mickey says, hi Z, so many games with miniatures these days. Do you mess with getting them painted? I do not. That was quick. I am not a painter, and I don't care that minis aren't painted, so nah. Zombie Night Hero says, do you ever feel pressure to quote unquote be the funny one? No, I don't think so, especially when I think a lot of people, I think everybody actually in this building right now is funny. Tom's not here, I should mention that. But Mike is certainly very funny, and Chris is very funny, has a very quirky sense of humor, very dry, very punny, right? Which is, you first roll your eyes, but then you do laugh. And Roy is funny, very like, So, no, I don't, not at all. I think everybody's funny in here. Okay. Just answered that. Da-da-da. What is with Kabuki Kid coming at me right now? Do you know the names of the 3 monkeys on the shelf? I'll be impressed if he knows all 3. What's up with that? Are you asking me that? Because I do not. No, it's like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. I mean, do they have names besides that? If they do, I super don't care. All right, ba-dum, boom, bing, boom. I'm moving on. What 80s cartoon would make a great board game? I don't know that many 80s cartoons. I will say the one intellectual property that I always thought, man, when are they going to make a board game out of that? They are making a board game out of, and that's Gargoyles. But that's early 90s, I think. So that's coming. I am excited for that. I don't know if it's going to be something I'll like, but I do like that intellectual property a lot. Victorinox? Victorinox. Okay. Okay. If you say so. I just got to that. Okay, here we go. What's your take on paper money? It's usually a bad idea. Are you going to see A Quiet Place 2? At some point at home. I'm not a big scary movie guy. I have seen the first one and I really like it, but I'm not going to go to the movie theater to see that. All right, guys, I'm kind of blowing through these a little faster now. Okay. What's the longest game you actually enjoyed playing? My go-to answer is always Fury of Dracula. But there's probably something longer at this point that I enjoy playing. I don't know. I'm not as scared of long play times as the rumors seem to confirm. Are all those books on the shelves game related? They are, Kabuki Kid. They are all game related. It's a bunch of stuff Tom had. The moon is hollow and constructed. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, I've heard that. Like an abandoned space station or something, right? That's a cool one. I like it. Video frame rate is weird. That's on your end, I think. Thank you, Gator Dave. I'm glad you're enjoying the Q&A. It's been a while. Any movie you're looking forward to this year, says Luis Cortez Herrera. Any movies, and you threw an ñ in there just for extra Spanish. I love it. Any movie I'm looking forward to this year? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to all the Marvel stuff. I want to see Black Widow. Finally, let's go. That's coming. And then there's like 2 more after that from Marvel. What else is coming out this year? I don't know. I've been, watching things at home so much that I'm not really keeping an eye out for sort of what's coming out, except for the Marvel stuff, which, we all enjoy around here. I do want to see that movie called Nobody, which is like a John Wick style movie. That's out though already in the movie theater, and I think it'll come to streaming in a month or so. I want to see it. Bonnie says, can we get more Q&As with you on a regular basis? Maybe? Sure, Bonnie. Anything for you. I will do these more regularly. How was your time in the Keys? I don't know what you're talking about specifically, but I can guarantee you it was good, because it's always a good time in the Keys. All right, here we go. Am I caught up? Ho! I'm caught up. Okay, this is interesting. Z, is there a genre or mechanic, like deck building, dungeon crawler type games, okay, that you think still has a lot to offer in the future, for the future? I don't think it's deck building, I'll tell you that. And I think worker placement has been done quite a bit. And but I don't not that I just like those. I just think they have been explored a lot. So what else is there that would be something that they can still explore? I don't know. I still think someone needs to come along who's going to crack that nut of a semi-cooperative game. I don't think anyone has yet. I really don't. I mean, any game that bills itself as a semi-co-op game either is using that term very loosely or breaks down because if I have no reason to cooperate with you any longer, because when it is all said and done, you win and I lose, I will stop doing so. And then, of course, there's the people who say, well, in real life, you would continue to do the best you can for yourself. That's true. This is not real life. Okay? It's a board game. So, for me, that kind of breaks down this semi-cooperation idea. So, I think there's more there to keep finding, to keep digging for that right thing, the thing that's going to fall into place and make a semi-co-op game that truly works no matter which way things play out to an interesting conclusion. So that's what I'm going with. Nobody was amazing, says Adrian. Cool. Glad to hear it. Boom, boom, boom. Why do I have that stupid song stuck in my head? I blame Delicio. Isn't a game with a traitor semi co-op? Not really. Not quite what I mean, That's just cooperative until it's not. It's only semi cooperative to that person, I guess and even then it's not really cooperative to them. They're trying to betray you. All right, everybody. Well, that's an hour and 4 minutes. We're done. I appreciate all the questions. That was a lot of good questions, folks. I commend you on your interesting questions. What? Porous parka or folding hamster? So parka which has holes, or at least will allow in moisture. That doesn't seem that useful. But okay. I guess it keeps you moisturized. What is a folding hamster? Why would you do this to me right before I'm supposed to be signing off? Now, my internal hamster is going. He's like, do not fold me, sir. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Chrissy, good to see you. I hadn't seen you pop up yet. I speak 2 languages, Spanish and this one. All right, folks. Again, thanks very much. I'm going to get out of here. You guys stay tuned for the rest of the week and all that good stuff. Of course, tomorrow we've got crowd surfing, and then there is some marble racing. Top 10 coming up after that on Thursday. Lots of goodies. You're the best. I appreciate you. Have a great day, everybody. You've been watching The Dice Tower.